So we have somebody joining us who may be one of the busiest people on the planet from the last couple of months, Alex Aust. First, Alex, first weekend for you playing, and it was a good one. Your team goes 3-0. You jump off the page, scoring 5 goals in your first game. Sum up the first weekend in Athletes Unlimited for you.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. I mean, I think there was so much hype behind it for me personally because I haven't suited up and actually played a lacrosse game in a year and a half. So, you train as much as you want, but you really have no idea what it's going to be like when you're out there. And I think I was really nervous at first, and then I kind of had to take a couple deep breaths and realize that, I love lacrosse. I've been playing this game for a long time, and I was just so excited to compete.
So what went right for you in that first game?
Oh my gosh. Well, Kenzie Kent, I'll say she went right.
Help.
She is just between her and Courtney Fortunato, and I think even Lindsay Ronback, we just had such awesome chemistry. And Court and I have played together on Team USA, and Kenzie and I have never actually played together, but I think having the fact that she had trusted me and just kind of always threw me the ball and was always looking for me, she just has like her field vision is unmatched, and it makes it like a dream for an off-ball player like me.
So I think it's interesting because you with Team USA, you get a chance to play with some of the best players in the world every training camp, and it kind of mixes and matches throughout all those processes leading up to World Cups. But this is different, and you've got a kind of influx of young talent, too, into here. Has there been a player either this past weekend or maybe this week that you hadn't played with that you're really excited to?
Yeah, I mean, so from last weekend into this weekend, our captain Kayla Wood is fresh out of college, and a Carolina girl, but native to Maryland, and her leadership on this team was just awesome. Her energy and her passion, and just she was such a great spark. And I think same thing with Ella Simpkins. She was a defender, just graduated from Syracuse, and I've never stepped on field with her, and just realizing how we have really similar, tactics and mentalities, it's really important. I think you have to really play and have fun and play loose and trust each other, and not stress too much about the point system or about playing with new people. And you kind of have to be that amoeba player that can kind of play with anyone, which, as you mentioned, I got used to doing on Team USA for a while, but I'm playing with them again this weekend, which I'm really excited about. And I think any recent college grad, I'm trying to snap them up because I'm like, they're in shape, they know what they're doing. But yeah, this weekend I'm pumped because I get to play with my old Team USA and World Cup teammate Michelle Tumalo, so that'll be really, really fun to get to connect with her.
What's the adjustment like when you have to worry about your individual points?
I mean, to be honest, I didn't at all. Like, I didn't even look at my points after the game, and that's kind of always been the player that I am. Growing up, I played basketball. My dad would never let me look at the book, and I just have never. I think that if you try and focus on individual points, you kind of play a little bit scared, just because as an attacker, we can lose points for missed shots or turnovers, and that's not really how I like to play the game of lacrosse. I've been playing it for a long time, and I can't play fearful of making mistakes. So the only thing that I actually really do love is winning the quarter. You get points for winning each quarter, and you get points for winning the game. So if you always have that in mind and know that, like, we have to win this game in order for my points to even matter, it kind of takes the pressure off of you, and it's just playing lacrosse at that point.
No, I think that's probably the biggest revelation from the first couple of weeks is when I was talking to Marie McCool. She's like, look, if you don't win, like, chances are you're not going to be up on leaderboard.
Oh, yeah.
So first thing, like, you guys got to win, and then you can worry about the rest.
100%. And I mean, and being on successful teams and unsuccessful teams, like, you win when you share the ball, and you win when you make, the easy plays and the smart plays. Of course, we're always going to have those Sports Center top 10 moments, but if you're trying to force those, or you're trying to not play to your abilities because you're scared to pass the ball, that's when mistakes happen. So I think we've all kind of figured that out in the first 2 weeks, and now we're just really excited. And I think the lacrosse is only going to get better.
What's it feel like to get to consistently play as part of a team for like 5 straight weeks? Because it has to have been a while since you've done this.
Well, one, my body took a hit. Like, at first I was like, I have not played 3 games in a weekend, or 3 games in 3 days since the World Cup in 2017. So it was a little bit of adjusting, but it's been awesome. I think that that's what I'm saying when we're just going to consistently get better. It's because we're going to all know each other's tendencies more. We're going to have the ball on our stick more. A lot of us are used to having to only practice 1, 2 times before we play in a game. So now getting to practice a full week, getting to get to know each other and build that confidence within your system or whatever your team's trying to run that week is awesome. It's vital. I mean, it feels like an elevated college, which is really fun. So I couldn't be happier. I think a lot of my confidence or insecurities come from if I haven't stepped on the field and gained speed. So being able to get out there and play 6-on-6 before a game is huge, and getting shots on actual goalies instead of, me playing wall ball and trying to run sprints by myself. So it's been awesome to have each other and be able to practice and play together.
How do you keep a stick in your hands when you're flying all over the country doing swimsuit shoots?
Oh my gosh, I don't. I mean, I try. I really have to get it in when I'm at home. Marcus is really awesome about making me get out there and shooting around.
Yeah, that helps when you've got him along your side.
Yeah, it's really helpful to have him, and he's the kind of guy that travels with a stick everywhere and wants to play every single day. So he actually pushes me to be able to do that. And then my sister played lacrosse with me at University of Maryland, and she lives in Baltimore. So sometimes I can wrangle her to get out onto the field and feed me some some balls. But yeah, I mean, it takes time, and it's definitely. I wouldn't say it's like riding a bike. Like it definitely, the game speed and being able to kind of catch balls that are flying all over the place, or even the physicality, like knowing that when I catch the ball, a defender is going to be on my hands, ready to knock me over. And just, I mean, the physicality of this league is unmatched, like no other league I've ever played in. So that took a little bit of adjusting, but I think, just keeping up my fitness and keeping up my strength has always kind of given me my confidence, and just now being able to learn who I'm playing with and make the most of my opportunities has been really fun.
So you mentioned Marcus. What are the chances that he brings a stick to the wedding and honeymoon?
I told him it's not allowed. I was like, anything that has to do with our wedding or anything like marriage related, we are not having Carolina, Maryland, USA, no lacrosse things. Like I told him, I was like, if you propose to me at a sporting event, like I might say no. I was like, we need to separate. We are such a lacrosse loving family on both sides that we have to set boundaries, or else it's all we talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I could just see Marcus sneaking something in a carry-on, like, oh, it just ended up here.
Right. Or it'll be Adam Gittleman or Will Manning. One of them will bring their sticks and they'll I'm sure, have a catch on the beach somewhere.
With you, you've had so much going on. It's been such an exciting time throughout the entire Sports Illustrated Swimsuit experience, and congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
What did you learn from all of that and all the different people you had a chance to meet and interact with?
I mean, gosh, I've learned so much. I think it's been something, I think you learn in sports that taking risks and putting yourself out there and getting uncomfortable is where you grow. And, I've always done that when it comes to trying out for a different team or, pushing myself every single day in the weight room. But putting myself out there on this level was just kind of a different level of vulnerability that I'd never really done before, or I'd never really put myself out there on something that is a competition that you don't really compete, right? That's nothing I can try harder to make it happen. I really just have to be super comfortable and confident with myself. So I think it just really, reiterated with me that you can't be outcome focused in a lot of these things, and you have to focus on your journey and just make the most out of every single thing that you've gotten, and just, be super humbled and grateful for where you came from. I think that being able to show up at these events and say I'm a professional lacrosse player in front of other professional athletes or in front of, other top supermodels, it's really cool to have them ask about our season and when we're playing and what lacrosse even is. So even to be able to bring those conversations to the table at those events is always really awesome and important to me, and it makes me feel like I'm there for more than just Alex Aust. I'm there for the entire women's game.
And I mean, the magazine's out now, and I know you keep reposting people who are tagging you. What's been the coolest text message or DM or something you've gotten now since things are out there?
Man, oh my gosh.
I'm sure there are a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, I think it's from young women that kind of went through the same journey as me of just not really understanding how to accept all sides of them as being a woman, being able to, I think being an athlete where we have to be taken seriously. So we're forced to be competitive and never cry and be really intense and aggressive and almost compete with other women, when I think having a national brand and such an iconic brand like Sports Illustrated, recognize athletic bodies in a bathing suit and deeming it beautiful. I hope that it shows me that young girls, and I think I would have loved to have looked in those magazines and seen someone that had my body type that does not work out for athletic reasons. I don't lift so I have a six pack. I try and lift and run so that I can run up and down the field and, be able to shoot against Megan Dowdy. So it's cool to have hard work be celebrated, and not saying that, models don't work hard. They work very hard, but it's just very different. So it's cool to kind of see, people that have similar body types as me tell me that they now have confidence in their own skin and feel more beautiful, or feel comfortable wearing a bathing suit, something that, maybe you struggled with when we were growing up, because only beautiful was if you were sick, skinny. So it's been awesome. And it's just been like, I don't know, also really cool to have a lot of like Asian American lacrosse players reach out to me and just say how, they look up to me and how it's cool to see someone look like them. I just think like representation, and not ever feeling like, I have to be exactly like Alex Aust, but maybe one part of Alex is similar to mine. And I think that that's really important when you're storytelling and, female athletes especially. So it's all been surreal and really cool, and just, I don't know. I like keep saying I'm on cloud nine, and I can't believe it, but it's true. I feel like every time I open the magazine, I can't believe that I'm in the same magazine that Tyra Banks and Alex Morgan was in.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's been really cool for the sport as a whole to see you accomplish this and do this and go throughout the entire journey. Good luck as you get back on the field this weekend, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you so much.